Ice cream is often seen as the quintessential comfort food, a creamy, sweet treat that brings immediate pleasure and nostalgia. Yet, despite its widespread popularity and seemingly innocent appeal, ice cream is a nutritional time bomb that poses serious threats to long-term health. Behind its luscious texture and irresistible flavors lies a dangerous combination of high sugar content and saturated fat, both of which play a significant role in driving chronic disease and metabolic dysfunction when consumed regularly or in excess. First, consider the sugar content in ice cream. Most commercially available ice creams contain substantial amounts of added sugar, often ranging from 15 to 30 grams per half-cup serving, comparable to or even exceeding that found in many sugary sodas and desserts. This sugar is rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream, causing a quick spike in blood glucose levels. The pancreas responds by releasing insulin, a hormone meant to regulate blood sugar by promoting its uptake into cells. However, frequent high sugar intake can overwhelm this system, leading to insulin resistance, a condition where cells no longer respond effectively to insulin, setting the stage for type 2 diabetes. This process is gradual and often unnoticed until significant metabolic damage has already occurred. But sugar isn't the only concern. Ice cream is also high in saturated fat, primarily derived from cream and whole milk. Saturated fats have long been linked to increased levels of LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol that contributes to the formation of plaques in arteries. These plaques narrow blood vessels and reduce their elasticity, which raises the risk of hypertension, heart attacks, and strokes. The accumulation of LDL cholesterol and the inflammation triggered by excess saturated fat consumption create a vicious cycle that damages cardiovascular health over time. What makes ice cream particularly problematic is the way sugar and saturated fat interact metabolically. When consumed together in high quantities, they amplify each other's negative effects. Saturated fat can impair the body's ability to regulate blood sugar by interfering with insulin signaling, while sugar contributes to the synthesis and storage of fat, especially in the liver and around internal organs. This combination promotes the accumulation of visceral fat, a dangerous form of fat linked to systemic inflammation and increased risk of metabolic syndrome. Beyond metabolic risks, ice cream's calorie density contributes to weight gain. A typical serving packs anywhere from 200 to 300 calories, and it's easy to consume multiple servings in one sitting. Because ice cream is low in fiber and protein, nutrients that promote fullness and satiety, it does little to curb appetite. Instead, its rich, sweet taste encourages overconsumption. Over time, this leads to a positive energy balance, consuming more calories than the body burns, resulting in fat gain and obesity. Obesity itself is a risk factor for a host of chronic diseases including type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, osteoarthritis, and respiratory problems. Additionally, many commercial ice creams contain additives such as artificial flavorings, emulsifiers, and preservatives that may have their own health implications. Ingredients like carrageenan, polysorbates, and mono and diglycerides are common and have been associated with digestive issues, inflammation, and even potential disruption of gut microbiota. The presence of artificial colors and flavor enhancers adds to the chemical load on the body, especially in children who are frequent consumers. Children and adolescents are particularly vulnerable to the harmful effects of ice cream. Marketing campaigns target young audiences with bright packaging, playful mascots, and social messaging that associate ice cream with happiness and reward. Early and frequent exposure to these high-sugar, high-fat foods fosters a preference for sweet, fatty tastes that can persist into adulthood. The resulting early development of insulin resistance and obesity has become a major contributor to the alarming rise in pediatric metabolic disorders. It's also important to note that not all ice cream is created equal. Premium and artisanal varieties may contain higher fat content and fewer artificial additives, but can still be loaded with sugar. Light or low-fat options may reduce fat but often compensate with increased sugar or artificial sweeteners, which carry their own risks, including disrupted gut health and insulin response. The overall message is clear. Ice cream is a food that, while enjoyable in moderation, carries significant health risks when consumed regularly or in large quantities. Its high sugar and saturated fat content directly contribute to weight gain, insulin resistance, dyslipidemia, and systemic inflammation, all factors that increase the risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses. The comforting sweetness and creamy texture mask a silent threat that, with habitual consumption, undermines long-term wellness. For those seeking health, moderation is essential, and it's crucial to be mindful of portion sizes and frequency. Replacing ice cream with healthier alternatives, such as plain yogurt with fresh fruit or homemade frozen desserts using natural sweeteners, can help reduce the intake of harmful sugars and fats. Recognizing ice cream for what it really is, rather than what marketing claims, is a critical step in protecting metabolic health and avoiding the slow, insidious damage caused by this seemingly innocent indulgence.